Ready?
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm Karsten Oglesby, and I am a neighbor.
I'm Jody Groff, and I'm a neighbor.
I'm Emily Bronya, and I'm a neighbor.
I'm Don Hyan, and I'm a neighbor.
And I'm Katie Durio here.
There we go.
And I'm cameraman and a neighbor.
We are Agassi for my last speech. Togo, West Africa, is to inform the audience about my native land, Togo. Many people, maybe even you, would like to discover more part of the world, traveling to distant places. The destinations are chosen for the most part considering the budget, the taste and the need of the traveler, information on the place to visit, the duration of the trip, etc. When it came to me to take a vacation for the first time in 3 years of being in the US, I decided to go back to my native land, Togo, West Africa. In the US, many people think that Africa is just a jungle, suffering, bugs, war. The worst thing that comes to the imagination are attributed to Africa. People have not even visited West Africa before making these assumptions. I would like to share my experience to eliminate these assumptions and make it useful for future visitors. When the plane landed there on my native earth, the door opened, letting in extreme hot air inside. Outside, the sun was crazy, staring at our head, burning our skins. The wind was sticky and sweaty. People were running all around in the airport. Everybody was trying to help the visitors. The administrative negotiations of the customs were slow. 2 hours after the plane touched the ground, we were finally released to get into the city. What a sensation of freedom. Several questions invade the spirit, among which, what is that country named Togo? And what is it? How is life over there? What is their story? What do their political, economical, and social life look like? Those questions must be answered, and a personal experience provided to complete the narrative drawing of Togo, land of my ancestors. According to worldatlas.com, located in the continent of Africa, Togo covers a total of 56,600 square kilometers. Togo became an independent state in 1960 after gaining its sovereignty from France. The population of Togo is 7 million in 2012. The currency of Togo is CFA francs, BCEAO. People of Togo are referred to as Togolese. Life in Togo is much like here in Omaha, Nebraska. There are houses, downtown, roads, car, bar, nightclub, restaurants. Just like in the US, Togo is one of the smallest countries in Africa. It is known for its palm-frame beaches in the south, near Atlantic Ocean called Gulf of Guinea. Hills, green valleys, and small mountains on the center of the country, arid plains and large savannas, plain with baobabs in the north. Most of the Togo's population lives in small villages scattered throughout the rural areas. Lomé, the largest urban center and the capital situated in southwest of the country, is spread along the coast. It is the largest city with the main airport and the port. At its center, there is a mixture of all the new commercial administrative buildings. The official language of Togo is French. The two national languages are Ewe and Kabia. There are also 53 other languages spoken by Togolese people all over the country. The different religions of the country are Animism, which is a traditional African religion, Catholicism, Islam, and Protestantism. Not only is life similar to that of the people of Nebraska, but so are the economic structures. Global security that are mentioned that the country's economy depends on the agriculture, mainly coffee, cocoa, cotton. Agriculture actively represents about 40% of the GDP, comprises 50% of the country's export earnings, and employs 70% of the population. Agriculture providing overall food security for Togolese. The rural sector supports about 80% of the population. The crops are diverse: millet, sorghum, maize, cassava, yams, cocoa, coffee, sheep. Cotton is the main industrial crop and the leading agricultural export product. For livestock and fishing, Togo is now a country with a strong breeding tradition, and production covers only a small part of the needs. Fishing is mainly practiced in a traditional way. As a matter of comparison, Togo is not that industrialized as US. Being a developing country, its industry took off in the last 30 years, while the United States were like an advanced country in this field from a long time. Manufacturing companies for the largest part are created by foreign investors like Chinese, French, Americans. There is still a lot of work to do in the economic life of Togo. Investment opportunities are open for those who are interested, as the labor is abundant and less expensive. Life and economics are not that much different than what you see here in the US. In conclusion, when considering a vacation, maybe you would consider Lomé, West Africa. Hopefully, my experience has eliminated negative assumptions about Lomé, Togo, West Africa, and make it useful for future visitors. LonelyPlanet.com encourages some. For those fond of traveling off the beaten track, Togo is a rewarding destination. Its great diversity of landscape range from lakes and palm-fringed beaches along the Atlantic coastline to the rolling forested hills in the center. Heading further north, the mantle of lush forest is replaced by light green and yellowy tints of savanna. It's an excellent playground for hikers. There's no better eco-friendly way to experience the country's savage beauty than on foot. Thank you.